I believe it is a lie to teach people that they are to be just like Jesus. Otherwise, the gospel will not be spread efficiently, because every time you do something that isn't like Jesus, then the gospel fails. So then the teaching is all about us and who we are, as opposed to, look at how great my God is. He loves me and accepts me even though I'm this way, even though I'm this flawed character. And yes, He is changing me. I've vastly improved in this area of that, but it's not about me. It's not about who I am. It's about Him. So that's why that modern day teaching of the gospel is being necessarily done by people who never say or do a bad thing is egotistical. It's all about us. It's more about us and less about Jesus. We must increase. He must decrease. And it's a lie, and it's ineffective. Partly, if not mostly, because it teaches people that we should love Jesus because of how good people are, that individual, that evangelist, rather than we should see Jesus because He's God, because of who Jesus is and what Jesus did. And ironically enough, when we make the focus all about Him, that's when the greatest change in us occurs anyway. But when we say, you got to change, you got to change, you got to change, you got to get your flesh under control, you got to be good, you got to be nice, you got to be loving, you got to display the fruits of the Spirit, it's all about you. It's all about you accomplishing. It's all about you doing. And then they say, oh, that guy was so awesome. I came to Jesus because of him. But that's not how it works. Not in any lasting way. You come to Jesus because of Jesus, not because somebody convinced you. This is not a negotiation. This is total surrender. Believe in God and accept Him on His terms, not become convinced because someone was really nice or diplomatic. And I would just like to ask Christians out there to ask Jesus, to ask Him, really. Because we know there's only one truth. There's only one truth, and it's in God. It's not in us. It's not in our denominations. And the reason why we all disagree is because of pride. And I challenge people to ask Jesus the truth, not to ask Jesus, is my religion right? Because that's a prideful statement. You're asking for Him to prove or to affirm what you want to have affirmed. And we know what He does regarding the proud. He resists them. So if I don't hear anything back to the contrary, I might assume that, well, God agrees with me. God, am I right? As a Catholic, as a Baptist, as an Armenian, as a whatever. I mean, a Buddhist could ask that question and not get back a bad answer. But when you say, God, just tell me the truth. I want to know the truth, because you are the truth. You're the source of all truth. Why do we have all these divisions? It's because no one's seeking the truth. They're seeking confirmation of their religion. And the truth is, there's plenty of spirits out there that are willing to confirm the truth of your denomination. And that's something people really need to think about. Yes, there is one God. There is only one God. But there's a lot of spirits. A lot of spirits. And they don't care if you're a Catholic or a Baptist. They just don't want you knowing the truth. Because all those things have nothing to do with the truth. They have to do with men's pride and men's traditions and man's wisdom, which God said He would bring to naught, that man's wisdom is foolishness to God. So that's what it's all about, is that we seek His. And I speak this as a person who used to teach these things, man's traditions. I know I'm not pointing the finger without knowing there's three coming back at me. I know I've done it. I've been on both sides of it. And I want to know God's truth now. I don't want to know man's truth. God, tell me the truth. Tell me your truth. Because then we'll be free from all these denominations. Those just illustrate how prideful we are, how dishonest we are. So the question again is not, God, is this denomination true? Is that tradition true? The question is, God, are you true? God, are you willing to talk to me? God, do you love me? God, will you reveal yourself to me? And all the traditions of men can go by the wayside. I don't care. I have absolutely no desire to do anything that diminishes you. And when we come to him with that heart, with that attitude, then we can hear. Then our ears aren't plugged by our own presuppositions and pride and traditions. Then we can finally hear, when that's our attitude when we come to God.